Hello everyone, I am Amal Rich, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, St. Joseph's College of Arts and Science for Women, Hosur. In this video, we are going to see about flow control in C++. So let's get started. C++ is a high-level programming language which is used for creating applications and softwares. One of the most important concepts in C++ is flow control, which means C++ has the ability to control the flow of program based on some specific conditions. So this features allows the developer to control how their programs execute and how to make their softwares more efficient and effective. Conditional statements. In C++, conditional statements are used to run a certain piece of program only the given condition is satisfied. Generally, there are three types of conditional statements used in C++. One is if, second one is if else, and the third one is switch. If statement. The if statement is the very simplest statement among the three statements. It is used to run a certain piece of code only if a given condition is true. For example, here we are declaring one integer variable called x and we are initialize the value of x is equal to 5. And using if statement, we are checking whether the given value of x is 5 or not. If the condition is true means it automatically executes the list of codes inside the curly braces. That is, if the value of x is 5, then it display the output as x is 5 in the console. The next statement is if else statement. This statement is used when we need to execute some code when the given condition is false. If the given condition is true means then the first part of the statement will execute. If the given condition is false means the second part of the code will be execute. So here one example, the same example what we have seen in if statement. So here if the value of x is 5 means the first block of the code will be execute. If it is the value of x is not equal to 5 means the second part, that is else part, will be execute and display the result in the console. The next statement is switch statement. This statement is used to execute different blocks of code based on the value of a variable. In some cases, we are going to check the value of variable and based on that value, we are going to execute some different parts of the program. So for that case, we are using the switch statements. So this is the syntax for switch statement. If the value of variable is 1 means case 1 will be execute. Value is 2 means case 2 will be execute. And if we need, we can add how many cases we need, we can add that also. At final, we are including one default statement. This is used for the code to execute if the variable does not match any cases. So this is the syntax for switch statement. So this is the example for switch statement. Here we are declaring one variable called x with the value 2 and we are going to check the value of x with the help of switch statement. If the value of x is 1 means case 1 will be execute. If the value of x is 2 means case 2 will be execute. If the value of x is not 1 or 2 means default will be execute. So after the execution of this program, the output will be x is 2. So now it's time for a little quiz based on the topic conditional statements. So go through this two MCQs and post your answers in the comments. The another important flow control is loops. In C++, loops are used to execute a block of code multiple times. Generally, there are three types of loops in C++. The first one is while, the second one is do while, and the third one is for. While loop. The while loop is used to execute when we want to run some code for until some specific condition matches. So here is the example for while loop. Here we are declaring one integer variable called x is equal to 0, and we are going to check whether the value of x is less than 5. So in this example, the while loop will continue to execute the block of code inside the curly braces as long as x is less than 5. Each time the loop executes, the value of x will be incremented by 1. Do while loop. The do while loop is same as the while loop, but the condition is checked after the first iteration of the loop. In some programs, we need to execute a block of code at least once. In that cases, we are using this do while loop. This is the example for do while loop. Here we are declaring one variable called x and initialize the value of x is equal to 0. In do, we are giving one output statement and increment the value of x by 1. After the block of code, we are going to check the condition whether the x value is less than 5 or not. This loop will execute till the value of x gets 5. For loop. For loop allows a program to execute a piece of program a fixed number of times. This is a syntax for loop. In this for loop, the code will execute repeatedly with the help of these three operations. One is initialization, second one is condition, and the third one is increment or decrement the value of the variable. This is the example for loop. In this example, we are initialize the value of I is equal to 1 and checking the value of I whether it is less than or is equal to 10. If the value of I is less than or is equal to 10 means it print the value of I in the console and then it increment the value of I by 1. So this for loop will be print the numbers from 1 to 10. In conclusion, C++ provides a range of flow control structures that allow programmers to control the flow of their code. So flow control structures are essential to any programming language. Now test yourself based on the topic looping in C++. Go through this MCQs and post your answers in the comments. Thank you.